In the air to right, and he did it again!
Thank you all for watching this here video. Please like and subscribe and follow.
Welcome back to the Lefties 2 broadcast. We got Clash Season 2, Pearl Conference, Week 5. This is getting down to the wire. Let's go check out the schedule and the standings for this conference. Okay, so far through 4 weeks, again, halfway mark is done. 7 weeks into this game and this season, Brian is sitting on the top at 7-1. He's been doing a lot of domination with that batting lineup, is killing it. And solid pitching as well. Colt 6-2, myself 6-2. And that's a tight one because we both split. He does have that one extra run differential that is so important, as both of us have been dominating in that run category. Evilprime 5-3, still sitting in that 4 spot. MentalMidget 4-4, Marco 3-5, Dennis 1-7. Again, Egan, all of his wins, well, he had one, all of his game, or 2, but all of his matches are going to be vacated, and there will be forfeits for everybody. So everyone gets the wins. As you can see, MentalMidget sitting there at 4-4 instead of 6-2-6. So, and then Marco is going to be playing Egan today, or scheduled. So Marco will be 5-5. So Dennis is going to really need to find a way to get some wins here to kind of get back in the swing of things, to keep pace with either MentalMidget and Marco. So a lot of opportunities here to kind of get back into it, and or even separate yourself. Let's go to the schedule and check out who's playing who. All right, Week 5 schedule as follows. Just kind of let you guys know there should be a schedule for Week 5 for the Star Carnival. That should be on there, but it's not. Evilprime, go to MentalMidget. Now, that's a big one, as Evilprime is 5-3, MentalMidget 4-4. Myself and Brian, that's a big one too. Again, Brian can separate himself from the pack even more, putting me in a little bit of a hole. Dennis is playing Colt. That's going to be a tough one. Colt has an opportunity to kind of keep pace with everybody as well. A lot of opportunities here. Again, Marco moves 5-5 with those 2 forfeits. Let's go to the game 1, Evilprime, MentalMidget. All right, game 1, we got Evilprime versus Paul, aka MentalMidget. And both games are going to be from Evilprime's perspective. Come on, Paul. Check out how you hit, man. Let's go, bro. All right. So again, this is a crucial series here. Paul needs to find a way, right? Needs to find a way. Sitting there at 4-4. A couple losses here can really put him back in a bind. And again, we're getting close to that playoff seeding as well. Top 6 obviously moves on. And for the most part, it's kind of locked up, right? But, what's the best route? Who do you match up well against is really key. So, Evilprime 5-3, MentalMidget 4-4, and again, it's beneficial because every game, right? Every game played with Egan was given wins. So Paul had 2 losses versus Egan. So obviously, if those would have stayed, he'd be 2-6, really put himself in a bind. But he has got new life to kind of get into that playoff swing. So he has to find himself here as he got the first out quickly. And just Paul will be using J. So battle of the submarine pitchers. Not too bad. All right, here we go. 1-2-1 count. Again, man, it's getting close. And we do have a little bit of announcement to let you know. We have received the funds for the Star Carnival $100 winner take all double elimination. There you go, Paul. Getting on with Annie. That's what you want to do. Michael coming in with an errant throw, but no, that was almost 2 errors in an inning. That's insane. All right. Double play candidate. And again, dude, I do not know why, Paul. Why are you playing Kevin at batting third? It's the dumbest thing in the world, man. You're giving away power. Level 14, you're giving away extra power. And, it's like 238. If you don't see it, if it's a difference, you think it's going to be a little bit of secret. He walks him anyways. I just don't see how that, you're, anyways, whatever, man. You do you. You do you. The game is meant to kind of put people in certain spots. And the algorithm typically works in favor of Kevin. But if you're going to walk him, then it doesn't matter. and you're not going to swing at any strikes here. Probably want to get that going, especially with the strike zone right there. But again, still interesting strategy. Oh, and way with that high contact, getting it done. Getting it done. One run comes in. Evilprime in an early hole here. Still a double play ball can get out of this and get to the bottom, but that one, two, and another. Wow, that's the potential 3 errors in the game. They're not going to count that one. Those those shouldn't be errors in a sense because nothing happened, but they still count them. Error throws and these friendlies are kind of going crazy. I think not ideal. As he got the runner in motion, Tyler's going to get a stolen base. Good idea because Rose is not a great catcher when it comes to running. So that's a smart move and not able to capital. I don't know. Interesting decision there. Got to be able to capitalize on those mistakes. And here we go. All right. Jay trying to close it out here for Paul. And get the runner on Brock and Gina. Oh, that's a good eye. Well done. 2-0 count. And again, Evilprime, a solid hitter. And there it is. Blooping it in there. Brock a little hesitant on that one. So well done. Winning run sitting there at first base. Tick tock, tick tock, tick. There it is. Ooh, good pitch from Paul. Deadly pitch. And good eye. 2-1 count. Still no outs. What are we going to do here? Oh, that man, great location. That looked like it's good too. I don't know how that missed the zone, but still 3-1 count. Amazing eye from Evilprime. That's in the. It's going to drop. Bloop. Joe not showing up there. And potential. Game over one. Why is. Oh, yeah, it was delayed throw. You know, Wade can't throw a game over. Evilprime gets the walk off. Go to game 2. There you go. All right, here we go. Game 2, Evilprime versus Paul. Paul desperately needs to get a win here. As again, now he's 4-5 on the season, so he doesn't want to go backwards at all. Not a good idea. Evilprime is looking to go 7-3 if he can get the sweep. Put him right there in a prime position as we are waiting a little bit here. Tick tock, here comes the clock. And once again, Evilprime is the away team this time, but it is in his point of view because Paul did not record his game, which is okay. No problem, Paul. But leading off with a single. That's a good pitch, man. Not really great contact, but Brock Brockington, the Brockford, gets it done there. Nice little leadoff single to start this one out. Good opportunity for Paul to kind of get back in those winning ways. Desperately needs it. You know, it'd be nice to be 5-5 after this one and kind of stay in pace. You know, stay on pace with Evilprime here. As you know, it's 1-2 that first game, so not a big run differential from them. You know, so the tiebreaker could benefit if he can get a shutout here. They can go in a tie, so it'd be the third tiebreaker, right? Either way, a lot of scenarios here. Let's see if little level 13 Eric can get the job done. Again, Eric, he's a crafty pitcher. Again, he was one of those pitchers that they introduced one of the few last commons they ever introduced to the game. Him and Alexander and Neville were the new cards they introduced, like a mid-month player. And it was kind of cool, man, having Eric I don't, should do it again, right? Give some something back. All right, a little delayed. I don't know what happened on that delayed throw, but Evilprime takes it. I mean, he was kind of waiting a long time in that throw, even that relay. I don't know if they would have got Gina, but it would have been close. You never know this glitchy stuff, but he gets the out. So, and a backdoor double play. Super helpful. Now, Paul did score 1 run last game. So, right there in a prime position. Hopefully he can tie it, maybe even walk it off. Going to give Evilprime a taste of his own medicine here. But got to have a good plate discipline. You don't want to put yourself in a bind. Got a level 14 Riley, and there you go. Leading off single. That's how you do it. Just slap. Uh-oh. Dangerous save. All right. That was close. You never know in these friendly games when it's that close. Because again, Rose is the catcher, so a steal with 212 speed is pretty simple, but good eye there. 1-1 count. Again, a good walk-off here. And you got to have good plate discipline. But Riley is challenging at level 14 for a lot of players still. Good. I mean, that's a strike. And, Andy's a good contact hitter, just a little late on it. And again, I still 1000% disagree that he has Kevin batting third. Just don't agree with it. I think it's dumb. But if he wins it, what do I know? 2-0 count. He did walk him in that first game. So it looks like Evilprime's kind of staying away. And Paul, smart move, making him throw him a strike. And there you go. So, I mean, got Way batting in there and clean up, and a good gap shot ties it up here. Got to stay out of the double play, though. That's important. Let's not do that. Got good speed, but Kevin, got one out and 2 outs. Jinxed him. All right, there it is. Evilprime with the sweep. Let's go to Series 2. All right, we got game 1. Brian leading the Pearl Conference at 7-1 so far, and yours truly 6-2. This is both from my perspective. I know Brian said he did record the games, didn't send them in though, so that's going to be a little not really great because I want to see his perspective again. That'd be great to see, and you know he does have this juggernaut of offense. So I really want to see how he was hitting, but not going to be able to do it here in this series. And again, typically with a series like this, where you get a 7-1, 6-2, could be the series of the week. But I mean, I do know the outcomes of these games, so a little less suspenseful for pretty much everyone else. And we'll kind of hold back and get the Colt Dennis one for the last 2 games. Again, because Marco and again, Egan has been a forfeit. Marco is rewarded 2 wins. And again, man, he's making me work here. Mei Ling and Murdoch, man, those are my 2 pitchers. He has Michelle and Garcia, I think. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. We're going to see the video anyways, but Michelle is in this one. So let's go ahead and check this one out here. And 1-1 again. He's got hammers. Again, with Mei Ling, the cool thing with her is that she does have that fastball that kind of complements the knuckleball and vice versa, without having the little Jimmy magic little wand that tells you a knuckleball is coming, which I think they should get rid of just because they should, right? If you got a pitcher with a 98-mile-per-hour fastball, as he is now pretty much full steam ahead, walked him. Again, he didn't chase, man. So good on you, Brian. Good on you. Now I gotta get Dave is going up the middle, and we have it. Oh my God, damn it, Martina. Whoa! See, here's a fun thing. A little spoiler alert after watching this back. I didn't know. You'll see this here. This next bat will tell you I did not know that Hammer was out. I thought he was safe for this whole time. I don't know. But still 2 outs. So I kind of forgot how many outs are here, which not always a good thing when you're playing against a large, solid team here. But again, with Tua, you got to kind of time, and he's timing me, I'm timing him. 3-1 count. Where to go? And again, I'm not scared to throw him a strike, and it just happened to be that way. So Martin comes up 2 on here in the top of the 9th inning, definitely putting some work in, and Martina gets it done. 3 outs. And I was actually genuinely surprised here when I got out of the inning. I'm like, wait a minute, what happened? So I forgot that Hammer should have been safe, in my opinion. And you're going to see a couple games, a couple moments where it should have been, could have been both ways in, baseball clash doing some things. Good pitch there. That slider is really the only deceptive pitch that Michelle has, in my opinion. With that slider kind of, not really too fast. Because the velocity at level 14, it goes up with 2 strikes, right? So, not too great, but still got it done. Now, if we get a walk off here, would be delightful. Make it easy for me as I am the home team here in game 1. But again, guys, let you guys know, man, like when I'm playing Brian or anybody for that matter, these games, man, they matter a little bit more when I'm just playing a hard player in a regular game. As Robinson splits the gap, still a single. Still a single. Sean, you should learn from this. Don't run on Mark when it's tie game. And that's a strike. And we're going to get the back dough. Yes. The veteran move comes through. That might help here. I don't know. I forget. But again, he's doing some work with Michelle. Again, you're 7-1, and you're rocking, I think, Michelle and Garcia. So I mean, I think for the most part, he's doing a good job. Because last season he had Josh, and again, I think he won the Cy Young with Josh. It just walks me straight up. Durant coming up, level 14 Durant. So his pitching is his thing. So him stacking his lineup full of a bunch of just nasty hitters has helped him out with his strategy. And there you go, Durant keeping that batting streak alive here. Can't wait to see his stats. That'd be pretty dope. All right, Ruth. The Ruth. The Ruth is on fire. A little walk-off would be nice. Drop a little bloop bloop, right? Letting strike 1 go by. That was a tough pitch. Coming back at it once again. 1-1 count. There's fireworks going off. Weird. I don't know what holiday it is today, but got some fireworks in. Look at that. Perfect timing right there. That's a baseball clash moment for you where you just ask why. Perfect timing, locked in, must have been under it a little bit. I don't know. Got him swinging at the first pitch, though. That was huge. And again, I don't blame him for that one because you think about that. Bases loaded, 2 outs, perfect swing on a strike. Could be on a tilt mode. And Leo getting it done. Not running with Tua. That would. And guys, I don't know if you noticed, but I put Durant at shortstop. I don't typically do that, but his throwing is better. And I have Hanzo now at third because Robinson lately has been a liability at third base. So put him where he pretty much belongs at second base. Martina at first base. So kind of a little bit, it might hurt me on some double plays. But I think in the long run, it might be a little bit better. We'll find out right here. No, we're not going to find out. Can't get the double play, but we got the lead runner. Keeping it at 0, super important. And pitcher's up. This is where you get, don't get lazy on the pitcher, guys. Right? 2 outs, bases loaded, and got him swinging on it. Got him swinging. Again, respect every batter as if they are studs. Speaking of Martina, let's see. Nice hairdo. All right, Martina, that's a walk-off. That was in there. Saw that one. Nice job. Hit game 1. Well done. Tip of the cap. Tip of the cap. Good sportsmanship. Let's go to game 2. All right, game 2 here, and I believe Brian is going to be the home team. Again, correct. Garcia is his pitcher. Again, did a pretty good job with Michelle. Just kind of that last one. Just kind of in the strike zone a little bit too much. And again, you can't let veteran players see common pitchers a little too long, right? You got to kind of the 9th inning is where you got to get it done. And again, one of Brian's, I guess you could say, weaknesses is his hitting. Kind of put him out there in the playoffs last season where he didn't get the opportunity to get that dub. And sometimes it looked like he was doing pretty good here, just kind of swinging at a little bit of bad pitches. But nonetheless, the dude can pitch. So, like, even with Michelle Garcia, another one. That's 2. Ruth and then Nia now hitting strikes and not getting rewarded for it. All right, Robinson trying to get his second hit here of the series, batting in 2-hole. Again, you guys saw my experiment trying to go with Hanzo. Not a good one, right? Not a great experience, especially when there's only about 14 regular season games played. Not a big enough sample size to really try to go 7 for 14 or whatever it is. So putting him back towards the end of that lineup is where he belongs. 2-1 count. And Robinson digging for it, going golfing. And hit the gapper last one. A bunch of long singles from this guy. And he does have Carlos. So, man, again, Bryant, solid pitcher, and he cuts off any of my speed opportunities, which I do have pretty decent speed on my team. Nia over 200, Robinson over 200 at level 13, Antonio 212, Martinez good speed. So that's a good opportunity for me not to get the extra base here. 2-1 count. Trying to make him pay here early and gets me swinging at junk. And again, level 14 Garcia, that's pretty good, man. That's a good pitch. Right on there. All right. Question is, strike or not a strike? Strike. Gapper. There you go, Antonio. Getting that runner over. And we're taking, no, we're not. Again, Martin. So Martin is kind of like a Durant there, right? All right, King, what you going to do, King? All right. Again, that flame over there is tempting, just tempting to kind of go on it. Swinging right through it, not ideal. Again, that's another pitch. That's 3 that I've been on, right? And just trying to figure this one out. Can we get it? All right, can we get it? That's strike 2. That's good pitch. And oh, good pitch there. All right. Where are we going with this one? Swinging through it. Durant, 2 outs. He's been on fire, man. I don't think he has any opportunity to really make a lot of mistakes. And another strike. That's 4 in this series where I've been on these pitches and it just doesn't go my way. Super frustrating. But we got to go pitch now. Bottom of the 9th. And again, that's lineup to try to navigate this lineup. Oh, it's scary. But Murdoch doing pretty good here. He didn't do great week 2 against Shitaro, and that was Marco just kind of tagging him for 6 runs. Tried to make a comeback out of that game. Didn't happen. So that's Murdoch's only loss. Maylene got blasted against Colt. So both my pitchers have had one of those games where they're just like, wow, you guys aren't great. But other than that, pretty good games so far. And it gets them swinging at garbage, so that's good. That low, slow, lazy curveball that Murdoch has does come in handy at the bottom of that. And here we go. We walked hammer last time. What are we going to do this time? All right, we are up, getting him swinging. Again, change up. Again, changing elevation, getting a little antsy. Again, he's kind of going off his strategy where he was more patient in that first game, at least in the 9th inning. Still got to be careful here. Again, oh, wow, okay. That's best case scenario because he was on it, just didn't hit it the right spot, and he's going to get a double here. Oh, oh, boy. Did Dave not slide on that one? That's a tough out right there. So that is a tough out, and Ruth is making him pay right off the bat, and 1 run's going to score. That's a game changer, man. That's a tilt mode, right? Dave should have had a double there, and now we're turning it on to the top of the 10th, and I've seen Garcia just a bit too much now. So 1 run, you guys know my thoughts, right? You got to at least get 3. You got to at least get 3. Because 1 swing of the bat with his lineup, Tua, Martin, whoever hell else he has in that lineup, Leo, solid contact. right? So Carlos has good power, right? Still, we got to get more than just one. And got to walk. All right. Hanzo, my worst hitter in the lineup. No outs. Bases loaded. Hanzo here in the top of the 10th inning. What you going to do, Hanzo? And we get him swinging. That's a strike. Oh, 50-50 ball. Either way, Hanzo is an RBI. And we're going with Ruth. And what is he doing? He had the tag. I don't know what he's doing there. I don't know what he did, but he gave me a run. Okay. Murdoch hits a strike. Again, that's probably my 5th strike I've hit on it. All right, Nia, got to get one more, man. Got some speed on the base paths. Nia. Whoa. That's a ball, right? Yep. That's a good pitch. Got to get one more here. Nia, what you going to do? Bloop, bloop, bloop. Tagging it up. And, oh my. Oh my. Is that Mark out there? He just threw it 5 feet to Martin. Or whoever the hell that is. Throws it 5 feet to Martin, and wow. Wow, 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 wow. And let's see if we can add on a little bit more. Let's get greedy here. 4-0. All right, 3 balls. Got to come in with a strike here. I mean, he doesn't have to, really, but he does. Where are we going? Inside peanut butter, outside jelly. 2-0 count. And out number 3. Almost a shoelace catch there. 4-0. Okay, that's my thought. Slam range. So we can go execute here. We can get out of this, and we're gonna get one at least. And a comebacker, Robinson. Oh, 2 outs. Okay. Okay. Not too bad there. Now we can play around a little bit. We can't give him any hope though, right? Got to take away all hope. And oh, fucking Robinson, man. I don't know how many errors he has in this, but got the win. Good job, Brian. Keep it going next week. All right, let's go to series 3. All right, here we go. Final series of the Pearl Conference. Here we go. Colt and Dennis, right? So Colt, baseball pros. Dennis is the Padres. Colt, both the games are in his perspective. I don't know if Dennis recorded or didn't record it or whatever, but didn't happen. A little controversy with Dennis's games last week, but it all worked out. And Colt sitting at 6-2, Dennis 1-7. So it's looking more and more like that Dennis will be that 7th spot going into the playoffs, as he has done this almost every single game, trying to get that bunt with Alexander. It hasn't worked out for him very well. He's got maybe a successful 1 or 2 times in the first 8 games of the season. But one thing, is last week in the last game, he just gave up and didn't really care. Right? Again, the idea, we know we're going to lose and win some games here and there, but just to throw in the towel, don't even try, kind of annoying. Yeah, he gets it, though. He gets a home run. There you go. All right. There's a positive spin. Now we got to look. Now, the negative spin is having to watch the fat man dance. But regardless, that's how you do it. That's how you get on the board. Dennis Andre hitting a home run. Nice job. 1-0 lead. Put a little pressure on Colt, as Colt is trying to keep pace with myself. Because again, Brian was at 7-1, but after getting swept, he's now 7-3, and Colt 6-2. So Colt can definitely move up into the standings and put him in a pretty good spot for a good playoff run again, just as he did in season 1. Nice little swing and miss there. But again, playoffs are coming up, man. This is week 5, so we'll have the standings for both Diamond and Pearl after these games. Now again, Dennis has to go out here and try to execute. Got a level 14 Roger. Colt is a good hitter, so 1-run deficit, not a lot here for someone at the caliber of Colt. And as you can see, there you go. Gets the leadoff runner on, and a little delayed run, but luckily 222 speed is good enough. Santiago does have a decent arm in the outfield. Just not good enough. But now the cat and mouse game is on. Steal or not to steal? That is the question. Cat and mouse game still on, right? Let's see. Since we have Colt's perspective, runner doesn't go. Neville swinging at a strike. That's a tough one. 0-2 count. And Dennis, man, he's really a cat and mouse game. I'm telling you, people. At cat and mouse, and he's going this time. Ah, oh, got him. All right, he's safe. Why did I say got him? I don't know. That's crazy. Sunday morning, man. Here we go. Tying run, sitting there. Oh, and he strikes him out, man. See, you look at the manual, and a lot of times those fastballs right there that are just eye level get excited, and you kind of over pursue the ball with the thumb in a sense, right? Little over pursuit there, and a little bit inside, but still, Dennis still has some work to do. Got the tie and run again, like I said. Uh oh. Can Dennis find a way? Can he find a way here in the bottom of the ninth inning? Clutch Jordan coming up with 2 outs. And okay, we have a little bit of a delay. Uh-oh, glitch in the matrix. We're going to go fast forward through this because this is annoying. All right, we're back. I don't know what happened there. But nothing, no harm done. Runner on third, still 2 outs. Full, all right, whatever that was. Who the hell knows? But I don't think this one, again, another controversy with Dennis's games, but this case, nothing happened. So, all right, let's just play the game. We're good. Weird, but we're still in. Oh, dirty pitch. Unfortunately for Dennis, not able to escape that one. But again, here we are. You got to be careful. Murray, 2 runners on. That cursor's big and beautiful. Laying off that pitch, that's a good one to lay off. Good eye there. Again, you got a base open. So, you don't necessarily, he does throw a strike. And, uh-oh. Why is the center fielder going the wrong way? This is going to walk it off, folks. That center fielder, Santiago, is a bum. And Colt gets away with the victory. Weird game. Let's go to game 2. All right, here we go. Game 2. And man, a tight one, a little bit of controversy, but that was all covered up. There's a long delay. Didn't affect the game, so that's okay. But still, a little weird animation at the end that kind of ruined it for Dennis. Dennis falls to 1-8 on the season, where Colt sitting pretty at what is it? 7-2. That's 7 plus 2 is 9, right? Week 5, 10 games. Got it. Math. I'm there. So again, 7-2. If he gets this W right now, because again, he's tied with the wins with Brian, and I believe he has the victories over Brian. We'll find out here in a moment what's to come. But got Wade coming up here, and Colt trying to get that next win, where Dennis is just trying to play spoiler now. And Neville with the shot. That's the thing. Got speed and speed sitting there. I don't know, man. Alexander at shortstop. That's a tough call. Tough call. Kaya coming up. Big old Kaya. Again, Andre gave him Dennis the home run lead in that first game. Almost got out of it. Just couldn't find a way. And again, that walk-off, which is kind of annoying. But Kaya, all right, getting it done here. And can we get the runner to cut off? What are you doing? Whatever, man. I don't know what he went there. That's a wrong button. Wrong button pressed, more than likely, because he had an impossible play. And here comes Jordan once again. The guy is dangerous. You ever think of him as a cleanup hitter? But he is. And again, he's doing some work here. 2-0. Runner taken off. Hit and run was on. Way to keep it alive, though. Foul ball. That's it. Ooh, a good pitch there. Dennis got to find a way to get out of this one. Again, hitting has not been his strong suit so far in this series. We'll go and check out the runs for and against once the standings are updated, hopefully. And Murray, little choke and poke. That was a ball. So good pitch by Wade over here, but just, contact power, good timing. Oh, right there, manual batting again. Manual batting, guys. And again, confidence is high. He's taking off with everybody. Um, Again, Dennis is looking to go 1-9 here after this potential game. Strike there. Get a little strike with Rye Guy. Rye Guy. And in it to win it once again. Here goes the runner. Not paying attention. Hit and run again as a strike. So, just Ryan not being a very good hitter. Let's see if we can get out of this. And he looks like he's going to get out of it. Got it. All right. So Dennis needs some work. Put some work in here. Kind of put a little pressure on Fernandez. And Fernandez, one of the easier, epic hitters, in my opinion. My humble opinion. And auto bat fail. That's an auto bat fail right there. Unfortunate because he had a strike. Strike two. He's attacking him now. And this is kind of where he goes, Fernandez. He kind of just jams it in. And, Dennis kind of just gets to that point where he's, look at that. Look how far. If he swings at this, does not give a fuck. He doesn't give a fuck, man. That's the second time in 2 weeks where he's like, I don't care anymore. Like, this is a quitter mentality, man. No comebacks. You're swinging at garbage, and you're just swinging right through him. There's no reason he should throw him a strike at all. Off the plate, right? Let's see if he takes a pitch. Nope, doesn't take it, but hits it, so that's good. But again, you can see he's not even really putting forth the effort. Running on Ryan. All right, safe. Right? I mean, just a little effort, man. It's like we could see by body swings at a ball again. Just no fucks given. All right, so good job, Colt. Good wins. Let's go to the standings. All right, so let's go check out Diamond real quick. Give you that update. And as you can see right now, it's kind of confusing a little bit. But just look at the top here in Diamond, A2, A2, A2. And, there's a lot of craziness, but they're kind of giving that second tiebreaker with points so far. There is some sweeps that have happened, right? Where Matthew got swept, I think, by Milan and then, or Jay, or what, I don't know, man. It's a lot of weirdness going on, but it'll all get settled out with the next 2 weeks, I'm sure. But look at that 4 and 5 spot, Cam and Justin. Again, Cam is really showing you how to work it with Jack. Justin needs a little bit more runs scored. And then Sean sitting there at 3 and 7. Again, 2 games ahead of Joe, but really he's 2.5 games because he did sweep Joe. So essentially how this works, right? Sean went to lose all 4 games. Joe Bear has to win pretty much all 4 games or 3 games. Anyways, it's going to be tough. Sean's pretty much going to be at that 6th spot. It looks like Sean Schulte, and he is sitting there in the 8 at 0 and 10. All right, so Pearl Conference. Let's go here. All right, 8 and 2, 8 and 2, and it's done by Colt and I both split, right? So we had one each time, but he got more runs than me overall. I think he beat me 6-0 or something, and then I beat him 4-0. So he has a 2-run differential, but even overall, he has 1-run differential, as you can see, 26-25, as we are tearing it up. Brian kind of went down. Evilprime right here. Now, here's the crazy thing is that we'll get to the schedule here in a moment. But Marco and Paul, MentalMidget, right now. Again, we'll look at the schedules as well. I'm pretty sure MentalMidget really needs to win 1 game out of the final 4, and he's in it. Because Dennis hasn't really shown any heart at all, especially the last 2 weeks where he's just kind of like been down and said, I don't care anymore. Right? So, at least he's playing. So, I'll give him credit for that. He does get the game in, but, here's the thing, guys. It's a cartoon baseball game. It's just a game. But you got a name, you got a person, you're like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try. And then you just don't care. So, whatever. So let's go to the league schedule here for this coming up week, Sean Schulte versus Sean. So big games here where essentially, again, Sean versus Sean. If Sean can play spoiler somehow, some way, and then Joe can somewhere play spoiler against Cam, we can have a little bit of down the wire opportunities because Sean Schulte is already eliminated from the playoffs, but he's still a guy that's going to play his games because he actually tries. right? Unlike other people. All right. Matthew M. Twins, Jay Patel. This is the game that people want to see right here. This is the match. Jay Patel, Milan. That's gonna decide some seeding there. All right, Marco and Brian. So again, looking at the standings one more time, Marco sitting there at 5-5, Brian 7-3. This like is an interesting. Oops, let's go back to the schedule. This is an interesting one because if Marco somehow wins two, right, 7-5 puts Brian 7-5 a little bit lower, right, and not home. Now, Evilprime and myself, if we split, okay. If Evilprime gets two, right, if he can take two against me, that puts him up there. So we're like one game apart. Tiebreaker really is going to be the games, but I've scored a lot more runs. So he's a good player. It's going to be a tough matchup. So a little bit worried in that regard, but we'll come down to it. Go back to the schedule here. Mental Midget versus Dennis. Now this is a perfect matchup, perfectly timed matchup because Dennis and Mental Midget. So Dennis can find a way to get the 2 wins, right? He needs to find a way to get 2 wins. So essentially, all intents and purposes, Mental Midget gets 1 win against Dennis. Dennis is officially eliminated. So big, and then Colt right there is the bye. And then Smokey, we're waiting for. Stephanie and Sean should be playing tomorrow. We wanted to get it in today, but blah, blah, blah. Or even this whole week would have been great, but they should get it in tomorrow regardless, right? So they have until the 14th, USA time, so they still have a day, so no big deal. So Smokey's waiting in the wind for whoever is going to be in the championship game, and we have acquired the funds for the Star Carnival so far, so that is good to see. Let's go take a look also at the MVP ladder and see if that's up to date. So that's Pearl Conference through weeks 3 and 4. That's Star Carnival. All right, so weeks 3 and 4 so far. Andre, this is a Diamond Conference. So Cam has been killing it with Andre. Well done. Gina sitting there 700 batting average. And then even Sean rocking Annie. Again, he's the guy that's batting Kevin. Wait. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyways, that's someone else. All right. So yeah, solid hitters right there. Getting it done. All right. And then so far, look at that. Durant so far 6,000, killing it. Koo, what you gonna do for Colt? Again, Koo's a beast. And then Dave 6-7 as well for Brian. So big opportunities here for these players to kind of keep moving up. And again, we do have overall stats. You guys can check these out all you want, right? Got the stats here, all the kind of spotlight media highlights and stuff. All right, there it is. Thank you guys for watching on the Lefties 2 broadcast. We'll see you next week.